Okay, guys, so today we are going to do solving two-step inequalities. I think this will be something that's pretty easy for you guys to grasp. So just remember, just a review of our signs. We have greater than or equal to, and then less than or equal to. And remember, on a graph, those are going to be represented with a closed circle. And then we have less than or greater than, and those are represented with an open circle. So the important thing to know about solving two-step inequalities is that you're going to use the exact same steps as solving an equation. So it's not anything new. Basically, all we've done is replace the equal sign with an inequality sign, and you're going to solve it the exact same way. So you're going to start by adding or subtracting your constant, and then you're going to multiply or divide by your coefficient. So those same two steps that I've been talking about almost the entire school year. Like I said, it's absolutely nothing new. The only thing is we do have the extra step of if your coefficient is negative, you do have to flip your inequality sign. Okay, so just like when we did the one steps and we were multiplying or dividing by a negative number, same thing with the two steps. So if you end up getting negative 3x is equal to 9 and you divide by negative 3 on both sides, remember you would flip your sign in that situation. So that's nothing new either. It is the exact same thing we've been doing. So now we're going to do some examples. So here I've got negative 4 minus 5v is less than negative 29. So I'm going to start by getting rid of that negative 4 by adding a positive 4 to both sides. And those 4s are going to cancel out. And I'm going to end up with negative 5v is less than negative 25. So now I'm going to divide by my coefficient, which is negative 5. And notice that my coefficient is negative. So I've got a negative 5 as my coefficient, which tells me that I'm going to have to flip my sign. So my negative 5s are going to cancel out on the left, and I'm going to have just v. And I'm going to switch that sign from less than to greater than. And that is going to be greater than 5. So now we're going to graph it. And when we do our graphs, we're going to do the number we get for our solution in the middle, one number smaller, and one number larger. So I'm going to put my circle on 5. And I accidentally filled in the circle. That is my bad. It should be an open circle. So I've got an open circle, and since it is greater than, it is going to go to the right. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat purring in the background. So same thing here. I'm going to get rid of my constant, which is a negative 2, by adding a positive 2 to both sides. And that is going to leave me with r over 9 is greater than 1. Now here, to get rid of that 9, to undo that division for step 2, I'm going to use multiplication with those big parentheses, and I'm going to multiply both sides by 9 to undo dividing by 9. So the 9's on the left cancel out. I'm going to have r is greater than 9. And I do not have to flip my sign because my 9 that I was multiplying by was positive. So now the number that's my solution in the middle, a number that's smaller, and a number that is larger. And I'm going to graph it. I'm going to put an open circle, which I started to fill it in, so I have to change that. Give me just a second. So I'm going to put an open circle over 9, and since it is greater than, I'm going to go to the right. So down here I have negative 52 is less than 8 minus 5k. So to get rid of that 8, I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides since it was a positive 8. And that is going to give me negative 60 on the left. And you can see my 8's on the right canceled out. Bring down my less than sign. And I have negative 60 is less than 5k. Or negative 5k, sorry. So now for step 2, I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides. And since that negative 5 is my coefficient, and since it is a negative number, we are going to have to flip our sign. So I'm going to have k, and then I'm going to switch the less than to greater than. And then I get 12. So I have 12 is greater than k, or k is less than 12. So once again, I take the number that's my solution, put it in the middle, do one number smaller and one number larger. I'm going to use an open circle here because I have less than but not equal to. And since k is less than 12, we are going to go to the left. Okay, so now I'm going to solve this one. To get rid of that positive 8, I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And that is going to leave me with negative 7n. Bring down my greater than sign, and that will be negative 28 on the other side. I'm going to divide not by negative 7n, I got a little carried away, but by negative 7, my coefficient on both sides. So as you can see, my coefficient here is negative. It's a negative 7. So I am going to have just n on the right. I'm going to flip my sign from greater than to less than. And then negative 28 divided by negative 7 is 4. So I put my solution in the middle, a number smaller and a number larger. And then I'm going to use an open circle to graph this because I have the less than but not the equal to. And since it is less than, I'm going to go to the left. Okay, guys, I know this was a quick video, so if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me. But other than that, just go ahead and finish your assignments for the week and take some time during this short week to catch up on any missing stuff. Thanks, guys.